Taurus, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and on this channel my reading centers around healing yourself, and in particular I've been on my own shadow work journey for about 8.5 years intensively, and I use parts therapy, and so I've been able to apply my parts therapy work that I have been doing to tarot. And so you'll often hear me talk about there's a part of you this or a part of you that, and I know you'll all be able to relate to it because we all have parts, we're just not aware of that. In today's reading I'm going to be starting off with selecting a theme from Healing Yourself reading cards by Ina Segal, and these have been beautiful when I've been doing these particular healing readings, in trying to focus on, narrow it down to something that you are working on right now. And there's no date on this reading, so I trust that when it comes into your feed it's meant for you. So once I've chosen the theme, I'll read a little bit of a blurb from it from her book, and then I will be using the Ehrenberg Tarot to start to look at what situation or issue you're dealing with right now in relationship to this theme. And then I'm also going to be looking at what's coming up from your shadow that needs healing. And so yes, we're going to be doing some shadow work here because whatever issue you're dealing with, this theme right now is always being impacted heavily by what requires healing in your life right now. And then in the third part of the reading, I'm going to look at some guidance from the tarot, and that's going to be, this healing journey is a process. And so what I get from the tarot is where you can start to heal this particular issue that you're dealing with right now. And then I'll also provide some other videos from my other channel called Carol Cares, and they could be videos like how to ground yourself or how to journal, because I journal every day. I journal to my inner parts, my inner children, and they give me a lot of my memories. They tell me a lot about their emotions and what they're feeling, because that's important when we want to heal ourselves, right? So and then also with the Ehrenberg Tarot, I'll be clarifying with the Rider-Waite deck. So let's get started, and I'm going to take my pendulum. What theme is important for Taurus right now? It's thinking. Here it goes. And my kitty has entered the room. There he is. He's going to help me select your card. Hopefully he doesn't make a mess of them. He's just going to sit there and watch. Oh, this is interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the first time in these readings that it's gone in a big circle. Oh, this is an important theme for you. All right, where are we going to end this? Here we go. Wow. All right, you had to figure that one out, didn't you? Okay. Wow. That was interesting how it went around like that. And now you can see this, my cat, his name's Lirio, and you're the second sign that he's decided to introduce himself to. So he's 8 months old, and he's decided that he, like I said, he wants to come up here and be part of us. So I'm going to do the reading with him on the table. Let me see. Usually he'll go down. Come on, go down. Go down. And he'll sleep behind my tarot cards here. There you go. All right, so let's take a peek at, he's gonna go to sleep, I think. Wow, this is a good one for you, Taurus. Maybe some of you are thinking about starting some kind of a project or putting out something beautiful out into the world right now, because you got the theme, unleash your creativity. Your creative talents and abilities are your most powerful assets. So allow your imagination to roam without limits and access new ideas without judging them. It's time for you to be innovative and birth unique creations. If you are feeling stuck, get up and move, try new things, meet new people, read books, paint, etc. Concentrate on the area of your life where you need to be creative. Are you a great singer who needs to share your talents with others? Do you have an affinity with gardening? Can you tell powerful stories? Are you technically minded? Can you whip up amazing meals? What is your special flavor of creativity? Whatever it is, give yourself permission and the time to be inventive. The more creative you allow yourself to be, the more fulfilled you are going to feel. So what we're going to look at in this theme for you is what possibilities or creative ideas are coming up for you. Sometimes we can sit there and say to ourselves, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm creative. I can't think of anything right now. So I'm going to see if this tarot is going to be able to help you with these creative ideas. So I'm going to look at what situation you're dealing with today. Sometimes, we can be blocked, and so maybe this is going to look at how you're blocked. But we're going to try to get you unblocked because this is a healing channel. You do have the Ten of Wands that fell out there, and Ten of Wands talk about some real burdens that you're carrying right now. So a lot of times before we can get into that and put out that creative thing into the world, we have to heal some things. So maybe that's what's going to come up for you right now. So let's have one card for what situation issue is Taurus dealing with right now. One card for that, please. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups. What is coming up from your shadow that needs healing? The Seven of Pentacles. And finally, what guidance does the tarot have for you right now, Taurus? You have the Five of Wands in reverse. And just going to put this over here for now. I'm going to clarify these now. So can I have a couple cards for the Eight of Cups? Tell me about the Eight of Cups. Tell me about the Eight of Cups. Okay, so I think I'm going to pick this one and this one. So you have the Fool in reverse and also the Justice card that comes out. So you made your two major arcana cards there. Big energies for you with this reading. How about the Seven of Pentacles? Oh, that one was like, you're coming out. The Eight of Cups, again, comes out here, but it's in your shadow. And then you have the King of Cups. That was the one that fought its way out. Five of Wands. Oh, that didn't... All right, so you have Three of Pentacles in reverse. And a couple cards here that Eight of Pentacles that wanted to come out with it, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so what situation is Taurus dealing with? What are you dealing with right now? What issue in regards to creativity, unleashing your creativity? Well, you have the Eight of Cups card, and the Eight of Cups card is this individual. Look, it's very, very lonely. It looks like he's on a journey there, almost in the middle of the mountains, all by himself, but you have this big cup there. So what's going on in this card? The Eight of Cups speaks about this individual that has left behind these Eight of Cups and is walking away. And it does not mean that this individual is walking away from his emotions at all. It's actually quite the opposite, where this individual has decided that, you know what, it's time for me to deal with some of these emotions that are coming up in me. And maybe you're thinking, you know, it's time to really carve out some time for yourself. Sometimes we need to allow people to leave our lives because they're just not meant for us. But this is a card of really taking the time out for you, carving out some time for you to heal, to begin to feel some of these emotions. Because I think you're realizing there's a need to. There's a lot coming up, a lot bubbling in your system. Then you get the Fool card right underneath it. And the Fool card doesn't come up that often in my readings, but when it does, it's very important to pay attention to, because it can come up anywhere. And the Fool card says, you know what, just take that leap of faith. Like allow yourself to believe that it's going to be okay. Allow yourself to believe that the universe has your back, because there's a real resistance or a fear on your part, kind of, I can just hear it spinning in your head going like, why are you doing this? Like, what's this going to do? Why is this important for you right now? And maybe some things like, maybe you're being selfish. You shouldn't take all this time out for yourself to do this. But the Fool card is going, it's time. It's like this universe wants to come and push you off this cliff and say, you know what? It's you've been going in this direction for a while, and it's been taking you a while, but I think you realize, like, this is it. I'm done. I have to put time into myself now. And because I think the Justice card says, it's time for you to go towards the justice. He has a sword in his hand, and he also has a balance. It's like you want some balance now. You want some peace. You want to get to the bottom of whatever it is that's eating at you. The sword signifies you want to go towards your truth, your authenticity. You know how we sit back and we say, like, well, who the hell am I? What's my purpose? What did I come here for? I mean, we all came here for a purpose. And I think the biggest purpose we have is getting back to ourselves and finding ourselves, right? And this is what this 8 of Cups card is about. It's like, I want to find out who I am underneath all these emotions or whatever it is that I'm walking around with. And I did talk about that card, that 10 of Wands that fell out right before I did my reading, about the baggage, right? Because we all carry our own baggage. So maybe it's time for you to start to unload some of that baggage. And so that's where you're sitting right now, and you're probably thinking, okay, what does this have to do with creativity? But like I said, we have to unload some of this baggage before the creative side can come through, right? I believe that our creativity comes through comes from above, comes through the divine, and it comes to us in our intuition. It's a real intuitive gift, and we all have that side of us. But we got to clear some of that guck out before it can come through. And so what is impacting this whole situation where you're feeling like these emotions are coming up? You're needing to clear some of this guck out. So what's coming up for healing from your shadow right now? Well, you have the 7 of Pentacles. And I think when you were younger, you reached a point where you gave up. The 7 of Pentacles in an upright position talks about this farmer. He's hoed all these pentacles, all his life, spent all his life doing something. And he looks at this big pile that he's created of pentacles, and he says, like, is this everything to life? Is this it? And I think a part of you, for some reason, when you were younger, the situation that you were in when you were a child, you gave up. And let's take a peek at, why did you give up? Because you have 2 clarifiers here. Well, the first card that comes out is my 8 of Cups, and it's interesting that you started out with the 8 of Cups. And so here it is, it's in reverse. I don't think you had access to your emotions. You didn't have time. You didn't get to feel your own emotions, because behind that card comes the King of Cups. And the King of Cups represents a real controlling figure in our life when it comes in the shadow. And so I think your emotions were controlled by another person, probably one of your caretakers. People that told you you're not allowed to feel. You shouldn't feel this. You shouldn't feel like that. Oh, you're feeling upset. Well, you shouldn't feel that. You should be happy. And so it's somebody that did a lot of shoulds with you. You feel like this. You should feel that. You shouldn't feel that. And very controlling environment as far as your emotions are concerned, because this is the King of Cups, the controller of cups. So there's you, 8 of Cups, not being allowed to have that alone time. And I think what's happening is now you're an adult, and you're like, you know what? It's time for me. It's time for me to start to feel all those emotions that I wasn't allowed to feel when I was younger. Maybe I fell off a bike one day and I scraped my knee and I was told, well, suck it up. And so I stopped the crying and I held it all in. Well, guess what? That's trauma. I know it's like, it sounds like the smallest little thing, but when you're a child and you're needing some comfort because you just fell off your bike and you're told to suck it up because you had this controlling, I heard the word hard ass parent that just kind of said, you know, suck it up. And so it's not a word I use, by the way, hard ass, but it just came out. And so, yeah, maybe that's your situation where you just weren't not allowed to feel those. And so now it's like, all right, I'm going to start to feel some of this stuff that I wasn't allowed to feel when I was younger. So what's the guidance that the tarot has for you right now so you can start to feel some of this so that you can unleash this creativity so it can come in for you? And maybe there is something you are thinking about doing. And first of all, the most creative thing you can do for yourself right now is to put you first. That is the most loving thing that we can do for ourselves. And if that means that you're going to go off and you're going to start to do some of this healing, that is the best thing you can do for yourself. And then, so let's look at what guidance does the tarot have for you. We have this Five of Wands that came in, and the Five of Wands is a card that I call my inner critic. So, and this is in reverse because I think there's a real need for you to turn this around because it's got to a point where it is kind of what leads your life right now. And so it's really important for you to become aware of what this Five of Wands means. You have this individual that looks like, I know this is a wand between them, but I like to see this as a mirror between these two individuals, this particular card. Here's this individual looking in the mirror, and when he looks in it, look who he sees, a totally different person. And I think this is you, because you are your own worst critic. You continue to repeat these things over and over in your head that maybe, you know, this controlling parent of yours had when you were younger. Maybe it had something to do with your creativity. You know, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? Oh, look at so-and-so over there. They're better than you. You can't be as good as they are. And that's that shame that really builds up in us. And that's what the Five of Wands card is. It's a card of when we really shame ourselves. We continue to shit on ourselves because we're repeating the same things that people told us when we were younger. And it becomes a cycle where it's like, you know, we follow it and we believe it. And that's, I think, what's happened with you. And so there's some more clarifiers for some guidance for you right here. And I think, you know, the Three of Pentacles comes in as a first clarifier as guidance. And Three of Pentacles in an upright position speaks about these three individuals that are working co-creatively. They're doing this job of repairing this place of worship. And they're doing it together. And the number 3 is a creative number. And interestingly enough, that you have something with unleashing your creativity. So I'm wondering if this is a call for you. I mean, you're talking about healing your stuff, right? Is this a call for you to get some help from somewhere where you can start to help you with your healing and get more in touch with these emotions that you have learned to shut down when you're younger? And maybe you're someone that has done therapy before and has sworn off it. Well, maybe this is a call, right? Because it's in reverse, and I think there's a real fear or a resistance on your part to doing that. I know I searched for years for the right therapist until I finally found one eight years ago, and I still have her, and I probably always will. But I also did a lot of body work, and I did a lot of craniosacral, and some people use Reiki. You know, you can search out different modalities to help you with your own healing because they are out there for you, and experiment with what works for you and what really allows you to pull out those emotions that need to come out now. I think you have the Eight of Pentacles as well, and I think there's this Eight of Pentacles talks about passion. It's something about passion and passion in the workplace. And I'm wondering here if, you know, I'm reading this a little bit differently. It's almost like I'm hearing that this healing sort of journey, that this new journey that you're going to be going on, or maybe I call it new because maybe it's deeper for you. It's like, this is it. I'm doing this. The universe says, well, make it a passion of yours. Like you know, when you have a passion and you get into it, like you spend hours and hours on it, and you love doing it. It's not a chore, and it's really asking you to, you know what, make this your passion. Make you your passion. Put as much effort into this healing journey as you would something that you're passionate about. And that's why that card's coming up. And because, you know, I think there's a lot of digging that needs to take place here. And in particular, this Ten of Pentacles, it ends with this, you're reading. Ten of Pentacles in an upright position talks about, you see these pentacles that are kind of all scattered all over the card. They actually form a symbol of something called the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, which comes from the Jewish tradition. And each of those nodes on the Tree of Life, or each of those pentacles, represents a study of some sort, where the Jewish people would study their lineage and where they came from, their roots. And so the Ten of Pentacles speaks of a generational card, because you have three generational. You have this older man in the front, and maybe his children here, and then very, very young children right here. So there's three generations on this card. And so this is a generational card. It speaks about, to me, because it's a healing channel, it speaks about generational trauma and what sort of things were handed down to you. And it's very important that we understand, you know, what were my caretakers like? Why did my caretakers treat me like this? You know, why was emotions shut down in my family? Where is this all coming from, right? Because they wouldn't have wanted to deal with their own emotions. But it's important that we understand where we came from, because there is some generational trauma here that you need to become aware of as well once you start to unfold a lot of this. And so I think it's very important for you to learn how to ground yourself, and also how to journal, right? I think for me, those are my two main tools, grounding and journaling. I'm going to leave you with a video, and it's a video that I did a while back, and it's called How to Do Shadow Work, and it has everything on there that you need about how to do journeying and how to do grounding. Not journeying, journaling and grounding. And I think you're going to find that helpful, and you can choose which one you want to select right from that video. So I want you to have compassion for yourself, Taurus, for what you're working through. I mean, you are the persistent sign, right? And I think this is what you're feeling, where your persistence is now becoming your big friend, and you're going to persist. And this is asking you, like, make this your passion. Make this your passion, and then it's going to take you to your creativity. It's going to unleash your creativity from there. So take care. I'll talk soon, Taurus. Bye-bye.